London, a modern Babylon. This is a skyline that has been in constant evolution throughout its long and proud history. It's a city that has embraced change, but some feel at the expense of traditions. Yet against the odds, there are many long-standing London traditions that live on, and Transworld Sport went in search of one of them, a long-forgotten game from a bygone era.
It's quite a fascinating game. When you know how you're playing it, there's so many things you can do to change the complexion of a match you're in. You can go for shots that you wouldn't normally go for, and if they come off, they can affect the confidence of your opponent. It's a really good three-dimensional game of Skittles.
Skittles games have had a strong presence in Europe for centuries, with variations still played throughout the continent. Few, however, resemble London's unique game, known simply as London Skittles.
People have been throwing stones and bits of wood against sticks forever. The unique aspect of this game is that we throw the cheese, which is a disc shape. Most of the other games involves a ball, which you roll.
The aforementioned cheese is in fact a piece of lignum vitae wood, which can weigh as much as 5 kilograms. The aim of the game is to clear a frame in as few shots as possible, with competitors playing head-to-head. Such intricacies mean that finding the power and accuracy to knock down all 9 pins in one, recording what is known as a flora, is difficult.
Getting a floor is pretty tricky, and I'm not the best player at getting them, but I know that in theory where you hit it, you're supposed to hit the front pin here, like that, with the cheese open as opposed to closed. So you hit it there, it bounces in there, and then hits that one, that one, that one, and that one. This pin will go and take these ones out. This one takes that one, and this one takes that one. So they all, a nice floor, they'll all fall pretty much at the same time. It's a really nice noise.
Such was the game's success in the early 20th century that professional stickers were employed. They were people who would set the Skittles back up after they were knocked down. Around that time, the sound of cheese against pin could be heard in at least 200 pubs and working men's clubs throughout London. By all accounts, the story of London Skittles should be one of success. Instead, it's one of survival. Today, just one club lives on. Many who enter the Freemasons' Arms in Hampstead for the first time may not realise that they've stepped into the last bastion of a once flourishing sport.
Most of the other ones were upstairs, where as the economics of running a pub became more tight, the alleys were taken out and more tables put in. So we were lucky in that when the pub was built in 1936, this room was specifically made for a skittle alley, and it's got very little use for anything other than that. That's what's kept us going, I think.
With the citywide tournaments that once gripped the skittling world long gone, weekly club nights are held for Hampstead's 12 active members, and any visitor to the Freemasons' Arms who's drawn to the basement by the clatter of falling pins. On this evening, 2 such visitors trying their hand at London Skittles for the first time are Evan Lewis and Sophie Springer, students from Baltimore in the United States.
I think the fact that it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be was definitely difficult. Once you actually got going and your arm was moving, releasing it was really hard. It's sort of a combination between like pitching and softball and bowling. You have to find a good balance. I think that it's a cool thing that I did, and not everybody gets to have the same experience, and so I will definitely be bragging about it.
To ensure that London Skittles survives, capturing the imagination of a new generation of players is the challenge that Pete Green and the rest of the members face. For the foreseeable future at least, amongst the many sights and sounds of London, will be that of a good flora.